Hi Stitchy friends, my name is Molly. I go by Molly McMaker here on YouTube and over on Instagram, and this is a channel about cross stitch and other stitchy things. Today is Friday, September the 13th, and this is Flosstube number 6. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe and like below, and let's get started with the whips. So the first project that I wanted to talk about today is a new start. I started this with a friend of mine in real life. She was not a stitcher until she started this project. And so we're stitching it together and I'm really excited about that. And it is Halloween Snail by the Stitch Crypt. This is one of the new releases from the Nashville Fall Marketplace release. So I'm really excited to get this started. I'm stitching it on 32 count flannel flower by Fox and Rabbit Designs. And here it is. I think this is gonna look so cute. I'm so excited to stitch this with a friend in real life. I think I did a hashtag whenever I posted this on Instagram, so I'll put that below if anyone else wants to stitch the Halloween snail with us. But this is super cute. I bought like a yard of this 32 count flannel flowers, so you might be seeing a lot of it. But I think it'll look great on this. But this is Halloween Snail. I'm using all of the called for, the DMC, so no specialty stuff there. The next project that I wanted to talk about is also a new start, and it is Halloween Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. I am stitching this on 32 count doubloon from Picture This Plus. I stitched on this only for one day. I started it last night. And here we go. I'm so excited also to stitch this guy. I have 3 tiny towns already stitched, and I want to stitch one for every season because I also have the little spool from the Carolina cross stitcher. I think I've keep mistakenly saying the Colorado cross stitcher, but I think it's the Carolina cross stitcher. And so I want to have one for every season so I can switch it out, because the last one I stitched was from spring, and I've had my spring one on there since then, and I mean that's just unacceptable. I showed this before, but I got this needle minder from Autumn Lane Stitchery. It goes with one of their patterns, but I think it also really goes well with this. This little needle minder and thread and needle threader my friend gave to me because she was having trouble threading her needles, so she bought me one as well. So I think that's really cute. But this is Halloween Tiny Town, and that's my start. I wanted to show my spool. So this is my current spool that I have from the Carolina cross stitcher. I've got, you know, a couple little scissors in there, and I like to switch these out with the season. I think they're super cute. This spool is not cheap. But they did have a sale a couple weeks ago. So if you watch their Etsy shop, and I'll try to remember to put a link below to this as well. It seems like they have sales every now and then, so that might be a good time to grab this one if you like this kind of setup. And all of these are stitched on 36 count to fit on the spool. I have a couple of my other finishes. I also did the Valentine's Tiny Town. Super, super cute. I don't remember what I stitched this on. It might be the doubloon as well, but I'm not 100% positive. And then I also have completed the Christmas one. I don't remember what I stitched this on, but it's on my Instagram. But these are so cute. I love them so much. And then it's Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch has a finishing tutorial on how she finished hers for her spool. And so I've done the same exact thing for all of mine. So I'm excited to get that one done. I'm hoping to finish this Tiny Town by the end of the month, or really early next month if I don't get it done by the end of the month, so that I can have it on my spool for the Halloween season. And it'll probably be on there until it's Christmas time and I switch it out. I do want to stitch, they have a Thankful Tiny Town that just came out, but I just could not fit that in the plans. So next year we'll get to that one. So that one, that was Halloween Tiny Town. One other thing that I forgot to mention, I bought this project bag from the Pepper Pop Shot for my birthday in July, and I'm keeping my Halloween Tiny Town in this project bag, and I don't think I've shown this yet, and so I just wanted to show that. Super, super cute. And then it also has the inside. It also has a little bag as well. So cute. Love this. And my friend was looking at my bag and she was like, oh, this little dangly guy matches the fabric. And I didn't even realize that when I bought it. So those are super cute. And you can see this little dangly guy. So love these. I do have some plans to start some more Halloween projects in October, and so I need to make another Halloween themed bag for all of those because I don't have one currently. But Pepper Pot Shop on Etsy. The next project that I wanted to talk about today is Haunted House Trio by Waxing Moon Designs. I have stitched this on 16 Count Haunted by Pictures This Plus. I stitched on it for 2 days since I last saw you for 1,180 stitches. And here she is. Oh, this one looks so cute. So excited to finish this one. I have a couple other of the Waxing Moon Designs trios that I've stitched kind of all in a row that I want to finish similarly, so again I can switch them out seasonally. Since you last saw this, I had one house and I think a majority of this side of this other house done. So I put in this house right here. I went to a local stitching group and stitched most of this house there, so that was a lot of fun. But I'm almost done with this house. I think I just have like a few little motifs to put together and then finish out the border at the bottom, and then I will be finished with this guy, and I can display it for Halloween. So very excited about that. I'm pretty sure that I can get this stitched by the end of the month. I think hopefully it's only like 2 more stitching days worth of stitching, and then this can be done and finished, and I can get it up on the wall. I do have another one that I finished for winter that I have finished the stitching, but I didn't fully finish it yet, so also my plan is to fully finish both of those so that that one will be ready to put on come Christmas, winter time as well. But yeah, so I'm using some of the called for floss and some of the DMC. For the houses, I've used the fancy floss because you can see the variegation. I still haven't decided because nobody responded to my question about the ghost guy. I need to stitch this ghost, and should I stitch him in glow floss because he's not stitched in glow floss, or should I just stitch it in regular floss? I feel like I'm leaning towards just the regular white just to get it done, because I think it might be a little weird to have one in glow and one in regular. So we'll see. But if you have any thoughts, if you have any suggestions on stitching this ghost in regular or glow floss, if he is not stitched in glow floss, let me know, because I can't decide. And I need to finish this in the next 2 weeks so that I can display it for Halloween. So there is my Haunted House Trio from Wax and Moons Designs. So cute. So the next project that I wanted to talk about is Mary Morgan's by Fox and Rabbit Designs. I am stitching this on 32 count Nor'easter from LFA Linens. I stitched on it for 4 days and met my goal, and stitched 2,257 stitches in those 4 days. And this is what it looks like now. I had such a good time stitching on this one. I just did not want to put it down. I mean, I love her, but like sometimes some of this is a little daunting. 2,200 stitches. So my goal is to do 2,200 stitches every month so that I can finish this before July next year to catch up on all of my birthday starts for the years, because I started this in 2022 and then did not do very much stitching on it since then. I'm adding some letters. So if you've noticed on the chart, it didn't have an I. I added an I. Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs stitched this a couple years ago, and I'm using a lot of her conversions for that. She charted out an I and a Y, I believe, for the bottom. And so I'm going to be using her charts to add the letters. And since I'm adding the letters, I moved it over a little bit so that I could fit all the letters and the motif at the end. I'm using all of the called for DMC threads in the pattern. For the letters there, I believe there was some white on the inside of these two sets of letters, and I just want all of my letters to be colorful, so I changed those. I don't remember exactly which. I do have it written down. I guess I could look that up. So if you're interested, let me know and I will tell you. But I just picked some colors that were already in the project to put inside of these, so there wouldn't be any white on the inside. And I can't remember if it's this set or the next set, but there's like white on the outside. Again, I'm not going to be doing that. I'll switch those around so that there's some color. But yeah, so this is my Mary Morgan's. I had a hard time putting this down. I just really enjoyed stitching on it. And I didn't want to put it down once I got to those 2,200 stitches. But I have so many goals and so many things that I want to stitch on. I had to. But I cannot wait to pick this up again. next month. But so I'm gonna put her away for the next 2 weeks because I have lots of goals for the next 2 weeks, and then I'll be super excited to pull her out and stitch on her again next month. But this is Mary Morgan's Miss Mary. So the next project that I wanted to talk about is Dark Queen of the Earth by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and I am stitching this on 32 count Nightshade from Under the Sea Fabrics. I stitch on this for 2 days, and in those 2 days I got 2,286 stitches. Let me just preference by saying that I had a day off from work and nobody was home. I was home alone, and I decided that I was going to start real early and get some stitching done. And I wanted to focus on this one, and I had plans to like switch in the afternoon to another project if I was still going to stitch. And then I didn't switch. I just like stitched on this all day. And in that day, oh, I don't have it here, but I think it was like 1,500 or 1,600 stitches that I did in that one day. I've never stitched that many stitches in one day, and you know, those days are going to be few and far between. Anywho, so this is what we got to on the Dark Queen of the Earth. So excited to get so much done on this. So the last time I showed this, I think we were somewhere around here, and then I did all of this bottom was that 2,000 stitches. I did start this stitch along. Actually, let me go into something real quick. So I was my mom sent me a text after my last Flosstube, and I didn't at first know that this was related, but she was like, what's a sow? S-O-W. And I was like, what is she talking about? So I just texted back question mark. And then she was like, you said it in your video. And it took me a minute to figure out what she was talking about. And so I said SAL, S-A-L, stitch along. So SAL stands for stitch along. Just in case anyone was unaware. And if anyone like doesn't understand something that I'm saying, I know that I'm using some of the stitchy lingo, but feel free to ask questions, because, you know, we want to be inclusive. We want everybody to know exactly what we're talking about. You know, nothing is secret or private information. But this was a SAL, a stitch along, that started 2 years ago. I started late on it. I believe I think I started in March of 2023. And so I've been on this section of this project, which is parts 1, 2, and 3 for that entire time. So I am super, super excited to finally be done with this section and move on to another section so I can look at a different pattern whenever I stitch this. But I also, like, I've stitched on this in the past, but I don't know, I just had a really, really good time stitching on this in this last 2 weeks. I saw someone had posted on Instagram their project that they had completed a similar amount, and so I was like, I'm gonna do that too. So I finished that section. And then I've also seen a lot of people on Flosstube that have been talking about their Dark Queen of the Earth and have recently finished. So again, even more motivation to stitch on this one. Autumn Lane Stitchery, so this was a SAL. Autumn Lane Stitchery, I don't believe has released the pattern yet to, if you weren't part of the SAL, but they always do. It's just a matter of time. If you get on they have a Facebook group where they share some things there. So this is part of a series. There was a Dark Queen of the Sea that they've already done, which I also want to stitch, but we're gonna finish her first. And I have heard in the Autumn Lane Stitchery Facebook group that there is some talk and discussion about the next one that's coming out, which I believe is going to be the Dark Queen of Fire. They have not released when exactly that's going to come out. But they did say, I think she did say that it was coming out next year. But I don't have any idea of, is it going to be at the beginning of the year? Is it going to be in the middle of the year, the end of the year? I don't know. This one had started in September of 2022, I believe. So I'm hoping that the next one will also start in September of 2025. So then that'll give me even more time to finish this. Because I really want to try to finish this before the next SAL starts. Because I learned my lesson with that Little Crow SAL that if you think you want to participate, like, just do it. So I'm trying to finish this before that one starts, because I don't really want to have two of these to do at the same time, because it is, the SAL is somewhat of a hefty amount of stitches per month. I believe the amount of stitches ranges between like 2,000 and 4,000 stitches a month to stay on top of the SAL, at least for this one. And I would expect the next one to be similar. So I finished parts 1 through 3 and am excited to start on the next one. So here is the Dark Queen of the Earth. One other thing that I wanted to mention for my Dark Queen of the Earth, I previously had that project in like a plastic Amazon project bag that I had received, and I finished her own project bag. So this is my project bag for Dark Queen of the Earth. I know the colors don't really go well with the current project, but I mean, it's got a snake on there. I feel like she would like have a snake on her, so I feel like it's the same. It's, you know, it goes with a theme. But this is my Dark Queen of the Earth project bag that I just finished. I also, of course, made a small matching thread bed. I finished this project bag last weekend, and I also made a project bag for the friend of mine that we're stitching the Halloween Snail. So I'll insert a picture of her project bag that I made for her. And then she just sent me a text saying that she bought some more fabric, and I think she's starting some more projects. So I'm gonna need to get on making some project bags, because she's gonna need a project bag for her next project as well. So I have tons of fabric for already planned out for project bags, and I just need to find some time to get those done. And the last project that I wanted to talk about today is Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain by Kathy Barrick. I'm stitching this on 36 count Light Mocha. I stitched on this for 2 days in the last 2 weeks for 1,143 stitches. And here is my progress. So I mean, I guess I did stitch 1,000 stitches, but golly, it doesn't look like that. Because I had most of this house done. I believe I had these 3 sets of windows done and filled in, but I don't know that I had all of the house around those done. I know I did this outside part, these windows, and the brick next to it, and I think maybe I filled in some of the brick on this side. but yeah, that's what I've done on this one. I'm also did not want to put this one down whenever I started stitching on it. And I think the only reason, I think I stitched on this for one day, and then I think I picked up my Dark Queen of the Earth, and then I stitched on that for a couple of days. And and it's so hard to decide what to stitch on, because I have so many goals and so many things that I want to stitch on. And I just love them all. I love them all. I really love this. And so I'm excited to put some progress and some stitches into this one, but I know I'm not going to finish this year or anytime soon. And I really like to stitch seasonally, so I feel like this one is probably going to take me a few more years to finish, especially if I'm just stitching on it seasonally. I would really love to kind of get to the like 1/4 finish mark by the end of November on this. We'll see if that happens. I mean, I guess it's a possibility, because it would be great if I could like finish 1/4 of it like every year that I stitched on it, but seeing as I already have quite a bit done, I don't know that I could stitch a whole 1/4 in just a couple months, but I don't know. We'll see what the future lies. Maybe we'll pull it out and focus on it some other time. But I love this one. It's very fall themed. So it is Sampler September, and so my focus pieces for Sampler September were this one and my Mary Morgan's. And since I've already met my goal for Mary Morgan's, anytime I feel like I need to, you know, work on my Sampler September piece, I'm going to pull this one out and hopefully get quite a few stitches on this one. So this is Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain. This owl is so stinking cute. So that's all of the stitchy projects that I have to talk about today. I stitched on 6 different projects in the last 2 weeks, and I stitched 12 days of the last 2 weeks. So moving on to plans. I already talked about it a little bit, but I really want to finish the Haunted House Trio by Waxy Moon Designs. I'm pretty close on a finish on that, and I think that should be relatively easy to accomplish in the next 2 weeks. I also want to finish Halloween Tiny Town. I think that's going to take a few days. I think it's somewhere between 2,500 stitches and maybe 3,500 stitches. My markup has highlighted a few things on there that aren't actual stitches, so it's hard to gauge exactly how big it was, but I think the other ones were about 3,000 stitches. And so I put almost 500 stitches in the last one, so, you know, that's about 6 days of stitching. So hopefully I can finish that one by the end of this month as well. Some other project goals that I have for the month that I haven't stitched on yet is my Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. I want to finish a planting a month because I have plans to gift that to a friend of mine, and I would like to finish that by the end of the year and kind of get that one out of the rotation. Those plantings are about 1,000 to 1,200 stitches a piece. So hopefully I can get that done in the next 2 weeks. And then I also want to stitch on my Newcastle Bouquet Biscornu by Teresa Kogut. That piece feels like a very fall piece, and so I want to get some stitches in on that. It's on a 40 count, so I mean, I guess I stitched on, it was fine. It was fine the last time I stitched on it. I just have to focus a little bit more and be a little bit more careful. But yeah, so those are my plans. I really want to get some more stitches into, so in addition to the 4 things that I just talked about, I would also really like to get some more stitches into my Dark Queen of the Earth, because I just want to stitch on it. I also want to get some stitches into Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain. Whew. So, I mean, that's like 6 projects. Well, I mean, I guess I stitched on 6 projects in the last 2 weeks, but also Halloween, Snail, so many plans, so many stitches. So we'll see what I accomplish. But those are my plans for the next 2 weeks. Before I let you go, one other thing that I wanted to share, I have a coworker who has started a YouTube channel months ago with his brother, and it's called Cowboy Cooking with B. Mac and Gary, and they talk about cowboy cooking. They talk about cooking, you know, with a Dutch oven, you know, by the campsite. They do a lot of like cookout kind of things. And so I just thought that that might be interesting to some of you guys. So if you're interested in that kind of content, please go over and check out their channel. I'm going to link it down below. But again, it's called Cowboy Cooking by B. Mac and Gary. And if you go over to their channel for mine, put a comment in there that I sent you over there. But that's all that I have to share today. If you enjoyed watching my cross stitch content, hit the subscribe button if you already aren't subscribed, and hit a like button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. I also want to finish the Haunted House Trio. No. I also want to finish the Halloween Tiny Town.